Right guys, I need to say this to get off my chest. I made a video last week entitled What's Going On in the UK with Human Interaction. We have an issue with human interaction. Not everyone wants to speak to anyone, and there's reasons for that. There's good reason. One, you might find a place where somebody's physically assaulting you, okay, so in which case you can defend yourself and you're well within your rights to do so. So the second area is verbal abuse. So somebody abuses you verbally, and it generally takes place in a group of people, so the person that's instigating it has someone that's got the back, basically. They're just cowards. And the third way, it could be either a text message or via email. Now, one thing I've noticed that is in this particular climate in 2025, everyone seems to be scared and they've got that fear factor. So my reckoning is they're going after people that they want to scare, to put fear into them because they're providing fear for themselves, or somebody else is providing that fear. A good example of this is within business. So if somebody's in fear of the job, they'll try and blame somebody else for that problem, or bring other people into it to smoke screen what's really going on. And I think that's really sad, really, because at the end of the day, you can be a keyboard warrior all you want. You can text people and you can abuse people verbally and physically, but at the end of the day, you're just a coward, aren't you, really? So it's not something that I've come up against personally, but it's something that I've noticed that's going on, and it's going on ever increasingly. And I think what we've got to do to combat this is various things we can do. So one example is you could turn around to the person and say, why did you say that? What made you say that? The person that said it might be going through some strife in their life. They might have a few issues that they don't want to disclose. They might have been affected when they were younger. You just don't know. But something that really hit me before as to how to combat this issue is to ask them, not why did you do it, but sort of like make them feel like they would feel if they were insulted. So you could turn that around quite easily and just say, do you think that that is the right way to speak to another fellow human being? Not that I'm any more important than anybody else or any less, but I think that's a good way to make somebody think about their actions. And then when they turn around and say, well, I don't really care, then you know the value of the person, don't you? So I think at the end of the day, what you've got to do is to turn it back on them and just absolutely see what their reaction is to that. You're not belittling them or anything like that, and don't be scared to do it, because I think it's the best way to find someone out, to see whether they are being a narcissist or they're being horrible, you know, and that is just one telling thing. You can just turn it around and say, look, how would you feel if I spoke to you like that? Just think about what you said to me, okay? Repeat what you said to me and then think about what you said. Would you feel good or bad if I said that to you? It could be an email, it could be a text or anything like that, but I would recommend that if you contact somebody about things like this, so for example, they're being nasty with you, do it via face-to-face. Always do it via face-to-face. Don't be a keyboard warrior. Don't be a YouTube warrior, just do it face-to-face. Anyway, that's just my say for the day, and I just thought I'd put my 2 pence worth of advice in. So again, moving on from the last video, bit of a continuation really, but reasons for people not integrating, and examples of people not integrating because they're basically scared of any reaction. And what I will say is, don't ever be scared of telling anyone what you think, because the truth will prevail every time. So that's what we teach. We teach truth, okay, in this world. And the more and more truth we teach, the better the place will be. I think there has been a bit of a push to silence people from the truths, and these truths, like, there might be just little things like where somebody is taking the mick out of you and you don't like it, or somebody said something really hurtful and you just think, why do they do that? Ask them why they do it, but don't ask them in that way. Say to them, if I said that to you, how would you feel? Just go back and say that again, say it to yourself, and make sure that you get the right gist of what you're saying first before you say it again, and actually think about what you've done. How would you feel if I said that to you? That's how you've got to approach it. And I think it might stir a bit of a nest of rats up with certain people, but at least you know where you stand. And at the end of the day, you're going to know the value of that person. You know, you're going to know their worth. So I'm going to leave it at that, but I think it's something that I needed to discuss, and it's definitely something that I've been meaning to say as a follow-on from the last video. So thanks for watching.